The ITM HorsePlayer Tour is back, week 2 of our regular season for 2026. $20 to play. These are regular feeders on horseplayers.com on Friday afternoons. The house cut goes to charity. Top 10% of players advance to the direct qualifier on Saturday. But you play in these games, if you happen to finish in one of these Friday feeders in the top 4 any week, you advance to our playoffs. And from our playoffs, we will award yet another $10,000 Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge seat. It just makes sense to get involved, especially because that house cut of the $20, that goes to support Thoroughbred Aftercare. Everybody wins on the ITM HorsePlayers Tour. We had a great week 1, and we're going to keep that momentum rocking and rolling. If you're watching this, you only have a little bit of time to get involved. 4 p.m. today, but I will say we've had people playing quick picks in these tournaments, and they do very well. So even if you just want to support us, and it's like 352, and you're watching this, and the first contest race is 404, you can still play. Go to horseplayers.com and make sure to punch that entry every Friday. Mark it on your calendar. Every Friday between now and the Breeders' Cup, we will have games. One man who's not eligible to play in these games, but he will be playing in the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge joins me now. Jonathan Kinchin, how are things?
PTF, it's good. It's good. Heading to the Big A. Couple weeks left at the Big A. Should be interesting to see what happens there. But then right around the corner will be the Breeders' Cup at Belmont Park, and there's not too many things I've been more excited about. There's
a lot going on. Yeah, it's a year, just over a year now before that Breeders' Cup comes back to New York City. Excited about that. Super excited to be back at Keeneland this year.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine a Breeders' Cup where we get to sleep in our own bed?
It's. I mean, I've had the experience, and it's pretty wonderful. Though in my case, the apartment at the time back in 2006 was full of pro punters, including the Giant and Rob Dove, one of the top 10 pro punters in the UK today. Actually, that's a slight exaggeration. Rob Dove got his own hotel. The Giant tried to sleep on this tiny little day bed in the corner. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. Let's get to these races today, though, my friend. There is Belmont at the Big A involved. We'll put in a shout out major BCBC qualifying opportunities, of course, from our friends at Monmouth Park tomorrow. If you're playing anywhere besides 180W, you need to pre-register. So if you're watching this before these races start on Friday and you want to play in that, pre-register. Get in touch with Brian Skirka, monmouthpark.com. Head over there. Reach out to me. I'll point you in a direction. We don't want anybody getting shut out of that great BCBC qualifying opportunity. But back to business. We are going to focus in this show on the last 4 races of the contest. That gives this show the most shelf life because this wouldn't be until 6:32 Eastern time that Santa Anita's 7th race goes. JK, we'll start off with you. From a contest point of view, from a wagering point of view, actually I said 7th, but that's not right, is it? It's the 6th.
The 6th, yeah.
The 6th race is the one we want to talk about. And did I get the time right? 6:30, so 3:30 Eastern. This race will be 6:30 Eastern. I'm sorry, I time zoned myself. I'm getting ready to travel. It happens. Who wins this maiden claimer, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of race they can go 5.5, they can go 4.5, they can go a mile, they can go a mile and an eighth. The 6 is going to win in every scenario, in my opinion. It's just better. It's been a long time since the horse has sprinted all the way back to there's been 2 sprint races, December of last year and then debut. Both of those races absolutely beat this field. And I'm not even sure that the cut back to 5.5 isn't going to help a horse like this. It just feels like he's one of those horses that has one little baby run in him. And that's about it. I think the 6 Attack Now is the type of horse, I haven't played a lot of $2 win place contests in the recent past, but I will say that one thing when I used to play all the time is those $2, those $4, they make a huge difference, down the line. Contests are won and lost by less than that more often than not. And when you can pick up those pieces in the right time, it's the best way to do it.
Especially if you're taking shots in other places. And also, this is a top 10% contest. So yeah, how often are you going to look at that bubble line and see cents dividing? If you've got one you think is a free square, you can go ahead and take it, even if the place price might be more than the win place combined on a runner like Attack Now, which could be the case here. The only other horse I can make a case for, I agree with you, this is your most likely winner by far, and I had it as the top one, but Trejimo, I was looking at this 8 runner. I like the early pace figure on a track last time. The Timeform US had as favoring closers. I thought maybe, just maybe, could get loose if the 6 stubs toe, etc. I thought maybe the 8 could get a piece, but I was not creative in here. I had it 6-8. If I was playing 2 entries, I might do one of each just in case, but I take your point, JK. Maybe you're better off just picking up the points and going on with life. We've got stakes action here on Santa Anita on this Friday, the possibly perfect stakes. We're going 1.25 miles for the 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares on the Santa Anita grass. What was your thought on this one?
Yeah, I thought the 6 Dreaming of Abba was interesting. You know how I am when it comes to the Biggie and Tupac when it comes to turf racing. These East Coast turf horses coming out west, I think, often have a little bit of an edge. Dreaming of Abba is one that when you look at the numbers, you dig into the numbers, the figures, the pace figures, all that good stuff. This horse is right there in the mix with this group. And if you're getting 15-1 or even a little bit better than that in a contest like this, even if the horse runs second, you're still picking up pieces. Because the other option is in this spot is for me, and if I'm playing a multi-race wager or pick 5 or something like that, I need the 6, the 8, the 2, the 1, the 4, the 7, the 5. I mean, they all have races in reach that make them all kind of look the same. So in a race, they all look the same. Give me the one who offers a lot of value because the chances are if I don't pick the 6, I'm still going to get it wrong. That's just the way that I look at a race like this.
It's very interesting. And I have a similar view of the race, which is that they can all win. But I think I was just saying, okay, they all can win. Maybe relative in this contest field, then taking a horse that's going to be one of the shorter prices, if not the favorite, isn't like a sort of double bluff contrarian way of going about it. But the only reason I'm sort of saying that out loud is because I did just like, of all the horses, I did like Hey Jessie, the horse I'm guessing is going to be the favorite, the best, based on her figures and form. But also, I really like the fact that she made a move into the fastest part of that race the last day. And it just suggests to me that run might be a little bit better than it looks. The time form pace algo did not give extra credit for it. So this is me a little bit on an island here. But I thought, Hey Jessie was one you could potentially play. And Ulysses Rose was another I just wanted to give a specific shout out to. Comes out of that same race. Didn't really see out the trip going the 1.5 miles. This distance might be more suitable. Thought ran a little bit inefficiently last time. And nothing world-beating, crazy great case on Ulysses Rose, but this is just a horse based on that Irish debut. Going to win, going to probably be able to compete at stakes level in here, maybe as soon as today. I had it 8-5, but I really like your idea on the 6, who is a 15-1 price on the morning line. I wonder if that will come out to be the reality or just an educated guess that doesn't land, but we'll see. I like your idea there. I'd use all 3 of those in multis. And if you have strong opinions elsewhere, this is a race where I agree with you. You could go 6 deep. You go 6 deep and maybe not even hit it. It's tricky. Let's go on, though, to race number 8 at Santa Anita. This starter allowance going 6 on the dirt, a race that Time Form US says is going to have a fast pace. Interestingly, they give their LP moniker to a horse that won on the lead last time, but I think in this spot, cutting back from 1 mile to 6, will be coming from off the pace. That's Clouseau, the 3 runner. I just thought this horse, second off the layoff with the right kind of race shape, looked very dangerous. It should be a middle price, I would assume. How do you see race 8?
Yeah, I mean, I think the opportunity here is probably to play against the 6, right? Like, look, I've got no problem taking a 4-5, a 3-5 shot in a contest like this. I proved it in the first race we talked about, race 6. But the 6 getting by, to me, isn't one that I can necessarily trust. I'm not cutting in line to take horses moving from David Jacobson's barn. To me, look, this is pick and pray, right?
This is pick and pray.
Yeah, so you got to make a decision between the 1 and the 3. In a live contest, obviously, you could wait to see what happens with those 2, wait to see what happens with the board, wait to see what happens with your score. But to me, between the 1 and the 3, and I'd probably go with the 1. I thought those races at Oaklawn were pretty good. Ironically, shows up for the same trainer that has the favorite and the 6 getting by. I always think that in races like this, when you have a trainer who has the favorite but enters another horse, I think this day and age, trainers aren't necessarily in the business of wasting races for horses. And I think that who knows the horses better? Who knows the comparison of the two horses better than the guy training them? And I think that sometimes when you put them both in, it is a vote of confidence for the one that is a higher price. Not always. I mean, look, there's circumstances for everything. But, in a race where I want to try to beat the favorite, why not try to beat the favorite with the horse on the inside by the same trainer?
Any others you want to mention in this spot?
No, just even 1 and 3 for me.
Okay.
I suppose, I mean, like I said, the 6 makes sense, but I don't. I'm going to try to beat that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. 2 relevant quotes to close out this discussion of the show. One about that point you made about trainers. Why enter 2 when 1 would do is the old racetrack axiom. And then to get back to the horse that I pick, Clouseau, let's hope that this is not an example of a time where I have always failed where others have succeeded. Got to throw in some Peter Sellers humor here, folks, whenever there's a horse named Clouseau. Let's go on to the next and last race. We'll talk about race number 9 from Santa Anita on this Friday evening. 6 furlongs. What a sports night it is tonight, by the way, JK. We got the U.S. and the World Cup. We got the Knicks. It's going to be so much fun. Definitely going to have on the TV the Santa Anita as well.
The Knicks are tomorrow.
Oh, the Knicks aren't tonight?
No, they have when they go east-west, they
give an extra day?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's good. I can watch them on the plane then tomorrow. And now I can watch the USA in soccer uninterrupted. In any case, perfect appetizer for it will be this 6 furlong starter on the turf. When it comes to this contest, when it comes to all these late picks at Santa Anita on Friday, how are we going to get paid?
Yeah, this is another one. They all look the same to me. I mean, they all have numbers that work. They all have, they're just all right there in the mix. I mean, the 9 and the 1, I think probably are the ones that make the most sense. Me, I like to find one that's going to be forward. My eyes gravitated towards the 3 until I realized that a lot of those races were going a little bit longer. But I don't think it's the same effect that you get down the hill when you have these kind of mile speed types cutting back. I wouldn't be too upset with the 3 at a huge price, but not one that I necessarily trust. I think that I would probably end up landing on the 9 Lady Rider. I think she's drawn well. I love an outside draw on a turf sprint. I think the most important thing what you want is to not get stopped. I just think the races are so short that getting stopped, no matter how good you are, could be detrimental. And I think that while you might lose ground to the outside, at least you're not going to get stopped. So I suppose I'd go with the 9 Lady Rider as my top choice. I wouldn't have a problem too much if someone wanted to use the 1 of the 3. I certainly would want to be alive to those horses in multi-race races. And then maybe even the 8 Shangri-Lama off the trainer change. I don't necessarily love that trainer change, but when a horse gets claimed, you look 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a calendar year. There's obviously something there. There's some talent there. There's something that people like. There's people
a good physical, a horse that's in decent shape. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, everybody's seeing the horse and wanting to continually buy the horse. It means something for sure. You've got one who's sound. I guess that's the best way to put it. If everybody's active at the claim box, so I get that point completely. I had a couple prices in here. You made the case for one already. Corporal Violette. I agree. Can't be trusted. So many of those better numbers going longer, but this is a horse with numbers that absolutely fit. 15-1 on the morning line and should get a good trip, I still would think, because has the tactical speed to be in position and should have the stamina to see it out. So that's horse I really like a lot in here. And then I was willing to maybe take a little pace angle on the 2 Long May She Reign. This runner ran inefficiently in the last race, much too quick early on. Cutbacks, turnbacks, and distance, they don't typically mean the same thing on turf as they do on dirt, but it's just another reason why. And this horse also has failed to finish at 6 too. But I still think with the right kind of ride, Long May She Reign could outrun the odds. Not one that neither of these horses, I wouldn't play a pick bet and end just on 2-3 here. But in terms of contest, which is what we're mainly talking about here, these are both horses I'd be happy to have as long shots in the last leg. So I'll mention the 3 and the 2. If I were playing in picks, yeah, your 8 makes sense. I mean, really, all the runners you mentioned make a lot more sense. A runner like Candy Bar, maybe for picks, but officially speaking, I'm just going to call this 3-2 and hope we can get out of here with some winners. Can't wait to welcome 4 more players to the In the Money Tour playoffs. We'll have a little blog post about that, promoted on social as well. JK, Godspeed this weekend, and you will be manning this ship next week, I'm pretty sure, as I will be over in Ascot. Though who knows? Maybe I can come on and play a straight host role or something. I may have a pitcher of Pimm's in my right hand.
We would expect nothing less.
HorsePlayers.com, the place to go to sign up for Horse Players games, including this next stop on the ITM HorsePlayers Tour. For JK, I'm PTF. Thanks to our friends at the Breeders' Cup, and may you win all your photos.